The Guanches were, for the most part, a fair-featured blonde-haired, blue-eyed, light-skinned, tall-bearded Neolithic people found living on the Canary Islands by Spanish explorers in 1402. The Spaniards reported highly beautiful white race, tall, muscular, and with a great many blondes amongst their numbers. The reason why it is considered somewhat of a mystery is that, if we look east to the closest land region, Northwest Africa, the peoples there are dark-featured, dark brown hair, brown eyes, olive skin. This anomaly would appear odd to anyone investigating the Guanches. So how did this happen? The ultimate origin of the Guanches is no doubt Nordic Scandinavian, but that is not the real focus of this article. The reality was at 1000 BC there were many blonde-haired, blue-eyed tribes spread across Eurasia, Europe-Asia. Tribes of people kept themselves to themselves back then, more so than today, breeding only among their own tribal/ethnic kind. There were not large amounts of people like today, back then. The Berbers of Northwest Africa back then were fairer featured than today's Berbers. Migration from the east over many millennia has darkened the original Berbers, making them more ethnically Arabic. North Africa was conquered by the Arabs. The reason for this racial difference is because of the Atlas Mountains in northwest Africa. Those vast mountains ranges had secluded the Nordic bloodlines from immigration from the east for some time, tens of thousands of years. However, the region is now heavily Arabic. What likely happened at around 1000 BC is that a tribe of these Nordic Berbers in northwest Africa, living among other darker Berbers, migrated out to the archipelago, with genetics being genetics. Those descended from the original tribe had the light features, blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin. It is even possible that the Nordics were on the islands earlier than 1000 BC, we just do not know that for sure. That is the fascinating part. What kind of civilization was there if they were there before 1000 BC? It has changed over time. The main island, Tenerife, was divided into 9 kingdoms, each with a Mensi king as ruler. In the beginning each island people had their own name. Bimbanches, El Hierro, Benahoritas, La Palma, Gomeritas, La Gomera, Canariae, Gran Canaria, Guanches, Tenerife, Mahareros, Fuerteventura, Lanzarote. Today all ancient people of the Canary Islands are referred to as Guanches. Few sailors would venture to the Canaries because of the known Canaries Stream, a powerful ocean current which flows in a southwestern direction known for sweeping the unwary sailor off to the Caribbean. The Nordics, however, did make it to the islands by sea, possibly on boats made of reeds. They brought with them their dogs, pigs, goats, sheep, wheat and barley. It appears that the Guanches, when discovered by the Spaniards, had lost the art of how to sail, which is why the islands had developed differing dialects. At what point and why the original Nordic migrants lost the ability to sail the waters, we do not know. It is odd. The Spanish found a Stone Age culture with limited agriculture, mostly based on gathering fruits, shepherding and fishing from tidal pools. The Guanche people lived in caves and huts. The tools they had contained no metal because of the volcanic nature of the islands. They had no metal ores. They were talented potters, pottery of which still survives today. They were known to embalm, mummify those of higher social standing and place the mummies in caves. Others were buried. The myth states that the original Guanche people were survivors from when Atlantis descended into the ocean. Personally, I, the author of this article, do not believe that. I am not saying there was not somewhere where the Nordics came from that hasn't descended into the seas, because there was. Just the modern legend of it is off base. The mummies displayed are estimated to be between 600–1000 years old. A body on one of the mummies has incisions matching those of ancient Egyptians' mummies. Note different/coarser string is present on the Guanche mummy. Entrails of high-status peoples were placed in containers like in ancient Egypt. Pyramids. The Guanches shared cultural characteristics with the ancient Egyptians. It appears their building style has been copied in Central and South America, and it is possible they are linked to a common people. There are several small step pyramids located in the archipelago. It appears they have used the same model as those in Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt. An east-west alignment found on the Guanche pyramids could show there was a religious purpose to them. The same as in Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt, which associates with the setting of the sun. The Guanche pyramids have stairways on the west side that leads to the top with a flat gravel platform, possibly for religious purposes. It is possible the pyramids of the Canaries and the Guanches are not being investigated to their full extent, as it could have racial connotations, i.e. a blonde-haired, blue-eyed people bringing civilization to the world. People would want to know where these people originated. The multiracial government would not like that. Thor Heyerdahl was a famous explorer whom through his academic body rediscovered the pyramids of the Canary Islands. Thor argued the pyramids could be remains from explorers who sailed the Atlantic Ocean in ancient times, claiming they could have linked to ancient civilizations of the Americas. People of the same racial stock as original Guanches sailed the same route that Columbus took to the Americas. There was only one racial grouping on the islands, as vast time alone would have caused some degree of interbreeding. That grouping being Cro-Magnon. Accounts of there being two groups are false. It could have been that migration to the archipelago was driven by desertification of the Sahara region. Guanche society was a male-oriented society, patriarchal religion. The most important festival was Benesmer Harvest Festival, where thanks were given to Chaxiraxi, a goddess and main deity of the Guanche religion. Akumen was the sky god. Majek was the sun god. Guayota was the evil demon that lived in Esheville. Guacanches were minor demons.